Hello, my friends. It has been far too long. So the people who watch this channel and watch my drum covers are justifiably wondering, where the heck have you been for 3 years? That is a very good question, which I will attempt to answer right now. So the reason that I haven't uploaded any drum covers in the last 3 years, without going into too many details, is essentially I have not been in the same location with my electric drums and the equipment that I use to record those electric drums in the last 3 years. So there was not really any way for me to physically make drum covers during this time. However, what has happened in the last 3 years has brought about some changes to my drumming style, for the better. Specifically, I have been playing almost exclusively on acoustic drums throughout the last 3 years, and have decided that if I ever want to make drum covers again and put them on YouTube, I want to do it through acoustic drums. Don't get me wrong, I love that electric set, I love it to death, it's phenomenal. But nothing beats the feel and the sound of an acoustic kit. So with that explanation out of the way, let me go ahead and clarify what has been happening in the last 3 years. After graduating college, I've been spending most of my time working as a musician however I can. This has involved me playing drums for the Seahawks Blue Thunder drum line, and it has also involved me playing drums for some fantastic musicians and bands that are in Seattle. Most notably, my favorite ensemble that I play with is a funk rock power trio that I get to drum with called Eclectric. They are all fantastic, and we released a marvelous EP last Thanksgiving, and if you have not heard that yet and would like to, I will leave that in the description below. Something else I've been doing during all this time is streaming on the streaming platform Twitch. Specifically, I stream a very competitive RTS game called StarCraft 2 at a pretty high level of play. That has been consuming a lot of my time and is a lot of fun. I stream almost every night, so if you want to see some of that content, I'm going to leave that in the description as well. And finally, throughout the quarantine, I have become increasingly educated about and actively participating in the Black Lives Matter movement. The fact that this human rights issue is something that we still have to talk about pains me on a daily basis, because it's just so simple. And what this requires in order for this problem to go away, or in other words, have a normal society, is we have to consistently re-educate people and have basic human decency. Unfortunately, in this day and age, that's too much to ask for way too many people, and it's heartbreaking that that's the case. However, throughout the last 3 years, while all of these things have been happening, there are two things that have occurred that are going to shape the future of this channel for quite a bit. Number one is that I have acquired and prepared both an acoustic drum set and everything that I need to record an acoustic drum set, which means that I now have some drum covers that are ready for you guys. However, these drum covers are going to feature a very specific niche of artists. Because throughout all of this consideration with the Black Lives Matter movement, I realized almost all of the music that I listened to in the last 100 years, black artists are directly responsible for. I speak no hyperbole when I say that the face of popular Western music in the last 100 years is impossible to explain without black musicians. Everything from jazz to metal to reggae to EDM cannot exist without the black community. So, as a result of that now seemingly obvious epiphany, here's what's about to happen. Over the next 30 days, over the entire month of September, I am going to release one drum cover every day. And every day, I'm going to feature a different black artist who has inspired me musically. The covers will be released in chronological order, with one exception, which I guarantee you it will make sense when it happens. You'll be like, oh, I see why he did that. And the covers range from 1956 to 2018. There are so many genres and so many artists that are encapsulated within this 62-year time frame, and I'm so excited to release all of this material. And I hope you guys are excited too. Now, I have to throw out a very massive disclaimer about this project. Despite the fact that jazz artists have invariably shaped the music scene for the last 100 years, unfortunately, there are no jazz covers on this list. Technically, there's one jazz fusion tune in the 70s, but there's no, like, 20s, 30s, or 40s jazz. Now, the reason that I didn't put any of those covers in this list is quite simply, I am not an avid jazz listener. I am not a good jazz musician. Consequently, my attempts at covering these songs would lead to very poorly done renditions of the material. And I don't feel competent enough as a musician to try to replicate this extraordinary music. Therefore, to combat this massive discrepancy and this massive gap in the music that you're about to hear for the next 30 days, I will simply acknowledge that without the contributions of such extraordinary musicians like Count Basie, and Duke Ellington, and Charlie Parker, and Billie Holiday, and Ella Fitzgerald, and Louis Armstrong, Miles Davis, and John Coltrane, and Thelonious Monk, and Dizzy Gillespie, and Lionel Hampton, and Freddie Hubbard, and Ron Carter, and George Benson, Art Blakey, and Elvin Jones, and Papa Joe Jones, and you may notice I'm still going, that it is impossible to explain the evolution of modern music. And the crazy thing is that for all those people I just listed, I guarantee you there are musician friends of mine or people watching this YouTube video right now that are thinking to themselves, hey, you missed this person, and this person, and this person, and we could go on forever. The point is that all of those people have indisputably shaped modern music, and they need to be recognized for that. But still, regardless of whether I have jazz in this list or not, there's still going to be 30 black artists that have inspired me musically, and I'm going to cover one of them every day for the next 30 days. So that's what's happening for the immediate future of this channel, and I'm very excited to release this. I will also say that I am planning, after this gauntlet is done, to continue to release covers, because I still have all of the equipment that I'm using to record my acoustic drums and my acoustic drums. So hopefully when all this is over, I can still pump out a pretty decent volume of covers. I'm going to aim for a bare minimum of one cover a week. However, I would also like to make some StarCraft-based content for this YouTube channel, both educational content to help people learn how to play the game better, as well as entertaining content from the game or my stream itself. There is also the possibility, now that I have the ability to record my drums, that I could potentially stream myself playing drum set on Twitch as well. If I can adequately develop that ability, I will let you guys know, and then potentially you could watch me live stream drums every day. That sounds like a lot of fun to me. I'm gonna go work on that now. And of course, lovely serendipity comes again, because this video is being released on my birthday, August 31st of 2020, whereupon I am turning the ripe old age of 5,000 years old. I'm actually turning 26. But regardless, being able to go through this entire process and curating this music has already been the most wonderful birthday present I could possibly ask for. So that's pretty much it. You've got 30 drum covers coming your way over the next month, and I will see you all next time. Farewell, my friends.